Well, I did it again. I took a video on my tablet that I'm unable to upload to YouTube, and I'm too tired and too lazy to do the video again, so I'm just going to record it. And, well, I also have issues with my phone. So here we go, and let's see, I can ad lib at the end of the video. Okay. Hello, folks. Um, I am very tired, and I'm so tired that I barely care that I don't have any makeup on. I've been up, I was up till after 3, probably didn't get to sleep at least until 3:30. And the deal is that I've been dealing with rats in my motorhome, which I live in full time. And normally, um, I park in somebody's driveway uh, for a week or so and I was here for holiday purposes and so forth. Um, and then I was just gonna go right back to my camping um, membership and other plans. And anyway, all plans have been stopped. Um, I need to get this rat situation under control. I am exhausted and I am pulling my hair out in frustration. Um, Basically, suffice it to say, um, I bought I bought rat poison, mouse poison, traps, glue traps, old-fashioned traps. Um, I put out the rat poison and the mouse poison and some of the traps. And the only thing that was responded to was the rat poison. And when I first came out of camp, the plate was clean dry. And then when I moved to my moose stocking spot where I am now, um, there was barely a dent in the plate of poison food, uh, but it looked like they are ignoring the uh, the poison food. Um, so far, I've been able to keep the critters from actually coming into my home where I roam. And of course, my bed is in there, and I haven't seen one. Haven't didn't get in my cupboard, haven't been running across the floor or me or anything of that nature yet. And also, I've been trying to keep them away from the engine. And um, I have a sonic repeller that goes in two different directions, and I had it angled. And then, but last night it got real bad. Um, I went to sleep or I went to bed, and then as soon as I turn off all the lights, that's when the party starts, and they just go wild. And what I didn't tell you was when I was driving away from camp, I started hearing a turning around, flop, 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 and then I slowed down, and then it was flop, 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 and then I speeded back up again, flop, 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 flop. So I think one of them got in the machinery, and then me driving down the road, killed it. So I was thinking, I was under the mistaken impression, oh yeah, I got rid of it. Oh no 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 no! We can't presume it. It was not it. There are more. So last night, see, I've been living this way since last month, since I came. Well, by the way, I should tell you where I picked up this little tenant who pays no rent, um, from a campground from my membership where they were not taking care of they were they were not taking care of camp. They the garbage was piling up on the side of the garbage bins, and somebody was putting garbage in the woman's restroom, and it was stinking really bad. And uh, they weren't doing a good job of cleaning. And then I finally called and asked them if they ever cleaned. Um, they were giving me a hard time about coming in the bathroom, and because they say they got to clean, and they never cleaned. All they do is spray it with a bunch of cancer-causing chemicals, and they never cleaned the walls, and the walls were filthy. The showers were filthy. They were full of grout, and the mold was growing in layers, and it was dirty, and the the drains were dirty. You know, they were never cleaned out, and I just thought it was pretty lame for them to call it cleaning when they never really cleaned. And the garbage, and because it was raining, so the combination of the pile up of garbage and then the rain, which apparently they're attracted to the water, and I happened to be in a campsite that had a gigantic mud puddle when it was raining. I had to have my electrical cord um, propped up on rocks to keep it out of the water. So anyway, I just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, and somebody got in, and I heard when they first came in, I heard a big slam. They came in right at my refrigerator, and I heard a big metal to metal slam, and then like it was, I don't remember when this was, but when it was quiet for a while, and then I heard it come back. I heard it come back in, and I heard another slam, but the second slam wasn't as loud and and didn't have the impact that the first slam did. It was like it had to break something in order to get in. So I don't know what kind of damage it did. But anyway, I don't know if a bunch of them came in or if it was a pregnant female, but nonetheless there are several, and they are rats. At least they eat rat food, and whatever they are, because I've never seen them. Um, Last night there was one. Well, okay, before I tell you this, over the weeks, um, I've been feeling them thumping around underneath my bed, because so I can feel that they're in down below, and then a few times they went up the walls, and basically what I would do is I would maneuver the sonic repeller, um, kind of in a mid range to try and keep them from going high, and then and also to keep them away from the engine. And so the last few nights it's been really bad trying, just when I hear noises going where I don't want them to go, because I don't want them popping through my cupboards or getting in my engine. I just have to get up and deal with that. And then once I can get the repellers situated to keep them away from where I don't want them to be, then I actually am able to go to sleep. But I'm really tired. I'm exhausted, and so night after night I've been dealing with this thumping underneath me, and it bothers me, and I pray about it, and I ask God to remove them, and um, and they hadn't popped through yet. But then last night, um, and in the last few nights, I was feeling vibrations underneath my feet, and whatever it's doing, nibbling or whatever. And but then I heard something that was in the cab. It was getting over by the engine, and so I knew I had a priority to take care of that and get that away. So I angled the repeller. One was pointed toward the engine, and it was sitting on my driver's seat in the cab, and then the other was pointed toward the foot of my bed because one was nibbling right under my feet. But last night, all that was going on plus, and this was it. I thought, this, I'm done. I think one got in under the sink, and and there's no food under there. It's just dish soap and cleaners up the yin yang. Nothing, no food, anything. The one thing that I'm thinking is it may be attracted to the area because that's where I keep my water jug is on top of that. That's where, I mean, it's, near the water pipes. And maybe it just got in that way because that was a way to get in. Um anyway, so I was trying to sleep last night, and uh so one was at the engine, which I had to protect. One was at my feet, which I've been dealing with every night. But then there was one, something that felt like it was right at my head. Like it was bumping on my head, it was thumping on my head. And it felt like it could have touched me. It was that close. It was probably right on the other side of the wall. And that was it. No, because it wasn't just the psychological impact of it. It was the fact that I know what's coming next. There's going to be one crawling right on me and biting me, and that's going to, and who knows how bad that would be, and who knows what kind of diseases they have. And I am a female, and yes, I am afraid of them. And these are not little tiny mice. These are rats. They eat rat food, and they are big, and they cause the motor home to move. They actually, I've been feeling the flipping and the flopping and the moving around this whole time. So that's it. I'm done. I know that the next step is they can start crawling on me and biting me, and I'm no. This is it. I've drawn the line, and I can't tolerate it anymore. Um, so at 3 o'clock in the morning or after, I was I was knocking on my mooch stalker's door, and I was just staying at her in her driveway, which is what I normally do. I don't stay in her house. I have my own house, but I had to wake her up 3 in the morning to sleep on her couch. I can't even sleep in there anymore. So so here's what I'm doing now. I um, I have the light on in there, and I open the curtain between the cab and the house, and the light on that's near the cab, so that there's light going on in the cab. And last night, in the middle of the night, I also uh, opened the hood of the truck a little bit, and it's a little ajar. I had put a little sensor light in there. I don't know how close it is to the engine. So here's what I'm doing now is I'm not in there. Um, One, because I can't sleep in there anymore, and I don't even, it's not even safe for me to sleep in there at this point. Um, but the other reason is I'm going to keep the light on all night, and that's basically when they get real crazy and when they get real daring and trying to pop in is when I turn off all the lights to go to sleep at night. That's when they start trying to break through. So I'm leaving the light on all night. Obviously, I cannot sleep in there, and So that's what I'm going to do to maintain the situation as long as they're still alive. Now, I did call several pest uh, controllers, people that deal with this. One came out, and it was the pest and bug guy, and he basically said, and they didn't give me charges for looking at it, and he basically said to get a rat bait. Well, I already have been giving them poisoned rat food, and they were eating it, and then they stopped eating it. And I think some water got in it, and he doesn't think that they like that. That they probably so I put out some more in another location, and hopefully the rain won't get to it. But so I'm gonna get some of that tomorrow. Right now, I'm so tired I wouldn't be safe on the road, but especially don't want to be driving when it's been really windy and rainy and it's dark and I just didn't think it was a good idea. I want to get a good night's sleep because I got a lot of things to deal with and to think through, and I think I'm just going to be more efficient if I can get some dang sleep. And so put out some more rat bait, and I'm going to go get the rat bait the guy told me about. And I'm also going to buy a couple of large packages of Irish Spring. Now, I know that they don't like the smell of it, and I also know that it's not a surefire way to keep them out. But basically, all I'm trying to do right now, because the rat poison and rat bait takes time, they don't die right away. It takes time before they actually die. Um, but they've been pooping up my rig, and it's been smelling to high heaven. It has been smelling, and they're so bad. But I've been spraying my peppermint oil spray all over the place, and I've been running out of that, so I need to get some more of that. Um, but in the area where when one was pecking at my head or behind the wall in by my head, um, I just took one of the Irish bars of Irish Spring and I just dropped it right down uh, at my bed. And I may have lost it, may never find it, and that's the way I like it anyway because I don't really care to find it. I just as soon keep it there all the time. All the time. Oh yeah, it could be there all the time. I don't want to go use it. I want to just leave it there. So I just figure all the Irish Spring, it should help. Um, and I'm just gonna go buy a couple of big packages of them, and I'm just gonna put one in every nook and cranny and corner. And so I'm gonna do that tomorrow and get the rat bait the guy was talking about, and get a good night's sleep. And so that's what's been going on. And I've been sick and sneezing my head off and snotting, and because my immune system is shot from I'm doing this recording on my, I'm not going to be able, what am I doing? I don't think I'm going to be able to upload this. I have a really hard time uploading. I'm probably going to have to do this whole video over again. Oh, here we go. I got to retell the story. Okay. So, bye. Good night.
Well, yeah. Hey, maybe that'll be my thumbnail picture. Right now, I can't. I can't create my own thumbnail picture. I don't know how to edit that good yet. Okay, so Oh, um, I can't see. Anyway, here I'll have you look at the Christmas tree. Um, yeah. In continuation, I think I'm going to pull all of my food bins out of the rig, just in case they can smell it. I had been already doing a revamp of food storage as it was, um, and I kept just a few things in there that I didn't think they would be interested in. You know, like a carton of Morton salt and certain savory things, spices they supposedly aren't interested in. But who knows? I still have some jars of sealed up food, um, and maybe they can still smell it. I don't know. They certainly can't get into it. Um, but I have bins of food in there, and they're mostly like canned food, jarred food, sealed, pretty well sealed up food. But as long as I have the opportunity and I'm here and I need to reduce anyway, what I'm thinking of doing is just clearing it out. And then when I go back in, I'll be like a real camper, that's you know how regular campers are. They're gone for a weekend, gone for a week, you know, and travel like that. I need to look for reasons to reduce my stuff anyway. Um, and I think I just want to remove 100% of the appeal for the motivation for them to want to get into my rig. I want to give them less incentive to get into my rig. So, um, I did this video because it's interesting, if nothing else. Oh boy, look at that. I couldn't have done better. Anyway, I thought this was the perfect opportunity to um oh, I mean, it's an interesting story if it's nothing else. It's entertaining if nothing else. And when all of this drama is said and done and gone and over with, there will be other forms of drama, I am sure. But this problem, when it will be resolved eventually. But it's more interesting to tell you